Prepare your wallets because I think the most expensive Grand Theft Auto Online DLC we've ever seen is likely just around the corner. So I've been seeing a lot of posts recently talking about the free money, how people should spend their excess money. A lot of people were saying, is this giveaway that Rockstar is doing right now a sign of Grand Theft Auto Online's decline? And I think it's really none of that. I just think what Rockstar is doing right now is trying to very discreetly give us hints saying, you guys need to prepare your wallets because an extremely expensive update is coming. So I'm not sure which DLC takes home the crown of most expensive in Grand Theft Auto Online. I don't know if that would be Gun Running or Smuggler's Run or Import Export or Finance and Felony or Doomsday Heist. But what I do know is they've been getting more expensive over time, with the exception of a couple smaller DLCs like the ones we typically see in March, like the Cunning Stunt Special Vehicle Circuit, Lowriders Customs Classics, this one we just got, Southern San Andreas Super Updates. All of them tend to get more expensive. And we know that Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be coming out on October 26, 2018. And if you want to believe the rumors and the leaks so far, this is going to be the final Grand Theft Auto Online update, at least the final one before RDR2. And because of that, naturally, you would assume Rockstar is going to make a very expensive DLC. However, it almost sort of seems like the perfect storm for Rockstar to create the most expensive update of all time. And let me explain why. So as I just mentioned, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be coming out soon, and Rockstar is going to focus on that. There's no doubt about it, which means online updates are either going to stop or they're going to slow down tremendously. And when they do that, they're going to lose some revenue from Grand Theft Auto Online. So Rockstar want to get one final hurrah out of online, and how would they do that? By making a really expensive DLC. That's how. Number 2, expensive DLCs typically come out in the summer. Some of the most expensive and biggest DLCs have come out in the June, July, August months. Think back to Gun Running, Smuggler's Run, Finance and Felony. Even the most expensive racing DLC we've seen, Cunning Stunts, came out in the summer. If we go back to 2015, Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 and 2 was like sort of the first expensive update we had seen. So Rockstar liked to make expensive items come out in the summer. And then number 3, and this is more recently why I'm talking about this, Rockstar are giving out a ton of discounts right now in Grand Theft Auto Online. Whether it's free money, whether it's bonuses like Business Week, things like what they did a couple weeks ago, like Smuggler's Week, and things they'll probably do in the future regarding some of the other businesses. Rockstar are not only giving us plenty of opportunity to make money in online, but they're also handing out a ton of money in online too. This week alone, you can make up to $1,150,000 just by signing in every single day, which is just nuts. And that doesn't include all the shark card bonuses they're doing, discounts on Criminal Enterprise Starter Pack stuff. So they're basically doing a lot of giveaways. So that's almost like the trifecta to tell you guys that a very, very expensive update is going to be coming into the game soon. Now, we don't know what exactly the theme of the next online update is going to be. There's actually been hints towards a lot of different things, sort of Midnight Club, a tuners aspect, a consolidation of all of our businesses, more of a free mode battle royale style event. So right now, no one really knows what's going to go on except for Rockstar. But what we do know is there's probably going to be a handful of things in this update that you can guarantee will happen. The first of those things are new vehicles. So we know based off of information found in the files that there's going to be 8 vehicles that will be added to the online websites that you can purchase. Vehicles like the Hearse, the Futo, the Ruiner, stuff like that. We also know that there's going to be a new supercar or superbike called the Terabyte. Now, you guys know anything about Rockstar. Electric supercars, electric superbikes, supercars in general are going to be pretty expensive. So you guys roughly know how much that is going to cost. Now, one of the bigger leaks that came out stated that the drip feed for this Grand Theft Auto Online DLC is going to take us right up to the edge of Red Dead Redemption 2's release. And if I suspect this next update is going to come out on either like June 12th or June 19th, that's when I think it's going to happen. That means you're going to have 2 or 3 months of drip feeding, which means you'd probably have to have around 19, 20, 21 cars in order to do that. If Rockstar were to do one vehicle per week, or if they were to do sort of the new style of drip feeding they're doing, where they're doing multiple vehicles every couple of weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks, you would still need like 18 to 19 or 20 vehicles in order to successfully make it 2 or 3 months. So we know there's going to be a lot of vehicles, and that's a staple of every Rockstar DLC, having cars, about 30 to 40% of them on day one, and then 60 to 70% of them coming later in the weeks and months ahead. However, with this update, I think it's going to be the most cars we've ever seen, which would be insane, especially if they're, pretty pricey vehicles. Over the last couple of updates, the prices haven't been too bad. But again, summer DLC, knowing Rockstar, this is their last chance. It wouldn't surprise me if they're very expensive. Something we haven't seen in a while, and that is new properties. So the last time we got a property, I think was in the Doomsday Heist with the facility. However, the last time we've got a non-business related property has been a while. So I would also suspect Rockstar to maybe allow us to purchase another garage, or if this is indeed the last update, maybe an unlimited number of garages so that we can facilitate, as many cars as we want. So it would not shock me at all if, in addition to the almost guaranteed business property we're going to get, Rockstar adds a recreational property that we're going to need to buy as well. Not necessarily need to buy, but what we could buy to make our life a little bit more convenient in terms of cars or in terms of spawning locations, something like that. So you're definitely going to have cars. You're definitely going to have properties. What's next? We're going to have new weapons. Now, whether it's brand new guns or whether it's Mark II weapons that are upgraded, Rockstar has shown that they really, really like this. So do not be surprised at all if you can get new Mark II weapons in something like the MOC or the Avenger. And that kind of brings me to another point. There's a good chance that there will be another mobile operations center vehicle of sorts. It's kind of like a hybrid property vehicle, and its price will definitely represent that as well. MOC, Avenger, they're both kind of in between expensive vehicle and, business property. So the price of that is something you're going to have to include as well. Now, in addition to that, there's probably going to be a bunch of new clothing too. Rockstar like to add, especially with big updates like Smuggler's Run, Doomsday Heist, there's going to be a lot of clothing. You can almost guarantee that. And then if you want to throw in random accessories and whatnot, if you want to tack that on to the final price, you can. One thing I definitely need to consider as well is business extras. So we kind of saw this with the Doomsday Heist, but we've more so seen this with prior DLCs. Just because you buy a new property doesn't mean you're done there. You're going to have to buy a lot of extras, probably rooms, upgrades to maybe the various businesses. And you could say the same thing about the vehicles too. You're going to have to upgrade them. Same with the Mark II weapons. Same with maybe some of the clothing, other accessories. You're going to have to consider upgrade fees and charges when you're doing this sort of stuff as well. So let's do a quick recap. I think there's going to be somewhere in between 20 to 30 vehicles. I know that sounds insane, but what if we get 10 of them on day one and then 20 vehicles drip fed, throughout the next 2 or 3 months? There's a possibility that that's exactly what Rockstar could do. I think there's going to be at least one new property that we have to buy for the new businesses, with a couple of other recreational properties that we could buy. Maybe it's just new garages or additional garages. Maybe it's something insane like mansions. Who really knows? That would obviously be the best case scenario, but I'm not certainly guaranteeing that at all. We're going to have new weapons, Mark II weapons or new ones, maybe sort of like a hybrid vehicle property like the MOC or the Avenger, and then of course new clothing, accessories, and stuff like that. So it really wouldn't shock me at all if this new update, which I'm assuming is going to come out in June, so we're maybe like a month-ish away, is probably going to cost, I would say, maybe $50 million. And that's on sort of the low end. I don't want to go too far out on a limb and say, it's going to be $75 million. But at the same rate, I'd like to keep you guys more prepared than be underprepared. Like, you'd rather have more money going into an update and maybe did a little bit extra work than think to yourself, oh, it's not going to be all that expensive. And then when the update comes out, you don't have enough cash to afford everything you want. So I'm going to say $50 to $75 million is probably everything you're going to need. And once again, that price is going to include all the drip feed stuff. So on day one, there's a good chance that you might only need $20 million or $25 million. However, over the next 2 or 3 months after that, you will have to come up with another 20, 25, $30 million in order to fund all the rest of the drip feed vehicles and whatnot. Now, another thing I totally didn't consider with this update, because it's going to be coming out probably in the middle of June, Rockstar will likely be packing a tunables update for a 4th of July or Independence Day DLC as well. Who knows what that's going to include? It might just be liveries, it might just be fireworks, but it might be something very unique like a new vehicle or something like that, which I think could be pretty cool. So that's another thing to tack onto this list, the Independence Day DLC or sort of a 4th of July update that could have an impact too. Now, luckily, there's probably going to be a business attached to this update. So even though you're going to be spending money, you're going to have ways to make money too. And I'm definitely going to be trying to help you guys out along the way. You guys know that I do weekly, or whenever Rockstar do add new vehicles into the game, shark card giveaways. So it used to be weekly. Now it's like every 1 to 2 weeks whenever they actually add the new vehicles. So I'll be helping you guys out along the way. When the update's announced, I'll do a shark card giveaway. When new content is added, I'll do a shark card giveaway. And even though I mentioned the shark card giveaways in some of my videos, all of them are done on my Twitter account. Like, I announce them there and I select the winner there. So you should follow me on Twitter if that's the sort of thing you're interested in. Like I said, I do them every couple of weeks or whenever Rockstar adds new content. But anyways, that right there is how much money I think you're going to need for the next Grand Theft Auto Online DLC. Even though there hasn't really been a confirmation of a lot of the content, you know, I've been following Rockstar updates for 4 or 5 years now, and I know what to expect if this is the final DLC. Rockstar is going to want to try and get everything they can out of GTA Online before they move to RDR2. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. How much do you think this update is going to be, and what do you think Rockstar is going to do? I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.